Welcome to Sinful's Horror Stories. Sit back, relax, stay sinful. Tonight's video features another deep web story lineup. There are restaurants who specialize in selling and cooking human meat. Cannibalism taken to the next level. As far as my knowledge, only the most remote tribes with more or less no development were practicing cannibalism, but it's evident enough that even the most literate people do it. Human meat being cooked and served at restaurants, which are all by means very hard to find, and the location of these types of restaurants are available in the deep web. You just need to keep digging until you find one. If somebody asks me if I'm fond of human meat, I get angry and say no. But selling human meat is rather a very good business, illegal nonetheless. People show up in good numbers just to consume dishes made from it. Any dish that is prepared by using animal meat is also made using human meat. Cannibalism is real, and it may consume the world sooner than expected. Deep web stories getting weirder and weirder, with humans literally consuming the meat of their own species. Number 2. This is not a joke of bad or worse taste. Scary deep web stories like these really do disturb me. A detailed guide to cooking women, along with videos showing the same sounds ridiculous, but it is present on the dark web. The details of even the minute cut on the body to make the cooking better are provided in this guide. Cooking live women seems even more gruesome than cooking dead human meat. This guide focuses on keeping the subject alive for as long as possible while she's being cooked. How to cook a girl in order to ensure her survival to the longest possible time is explained here, and people have shown interest in these videos. Number 3. You know that accessing the deep web is basically inviting a lot of malware and spyware into your system. Even with a VPN and top-notch antivirus, people on deep websites from the dark web can still hack your system without your knowledge. I visited a weird website with nothing but login options. I just blindly logged anything works here. You don't need a username or password. Once you've logged in, you could see a hello text file create on your desktop. The next thing I saw really scared me to death. The text file hello.txt had only 3 words. We see you. When such things happen to you, what would you do? I would relocate to a remote place with a limited or no internet connectivity for the rest of my life. After I closed the website and deleted the hell.txt file, after every restart the file would pop up on my screen until I had to reinstall the entire operating system. 4. People who are sexually attracted towards transferring or receiving STDs, sexually transmitted disease, are known in the deep web as bug chasers. There are lots of darknet sites which support this idea, and darknet ensures that these like-minded people talk to each other. HIV, chlamydia, and syphilis are the most common among STDs, and many bug chasers are boasting about spreading these diseases to unwitting people. There are many dark web forums with scary deep web stories, and this one is one of the creepiest, since STDs on purpose is not a good thing to do. It is a heinous act committed just for the bodily pleasure. A group of men were injected with HIV-positive blood as a way to reach climax during a sex party in 2007. Number 5. A fiction turned into a silver reality. Sad Satan is one of the deep web stories related to games. A typical glitch game which made the system behave erratically after downloading and installing from the dark web. Sad Satan became popular very fast. Images of demonic children with irrelevant, eerie music, along with 2 celebrities, Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris, who are linked to sexual child abuse, and more, really did bring out the worst gaming experiences nonetheless. People liked it. The images of kids were actual photos of kids being molested, as some sources claimed. People were confused at the beginning about the existence of this game, which was later cleared when a game house released its own version of Sad Satan. Number 6. Are you thinking that pink meth is a kind of drug? I don't blame you if you do, since the name has meth in it. We conclude it to be a drug site. However, it is completely different scary deep web stories shared here. Pink Meth is a website which stole nude photos of both genders and allowed visitors to share them. The other shocking option is that the visitors can update information about the person in the image, which led to harassment. Due to the victims of the brave face spoke out the truth, the government had to intervene to shut down the website. However, rumors about pink meth still being active is scary news for those who are dating. Number 7. The 255,000 job opportunity. One of the weird deep web stories is the 255K job opportunity. You are offered $255,000 for 6 months, and you have to work on a ship at the same time. Would you be willing to take the job? There was no other information about the job, but it does provide a few services required or few talents required to even be considered for the job. Some of these criteria were combat experience, 6 months on a ship, no communication with the outside world. $255,000 is the total payment for 6 months. When you offer little over $250,000 for 6 months of work, you would certainly consider it, but the other options or points mentioned were screaming red alerts. Combat experience and no communication with anyone for 6 months sounds like a death door invitation to me. Number 8. There were a series of snuff videos released in 2012, which had a huge impact on society. A 19-year-old girl who was found out to be Peter Scully's girlfriend and a prostitute by profession tortured, toddled in between the age of 18 months to 4 years. The most horrific series of 3 to 4 videos caught mainstream media. She tortured toddlers in the most heinous ways. It reminds everyone of the lowest standards of a human being. The mental depravity or the pleasure they get from torturing young children describe a new level of insanity. The introductory scene invited all the viewers to see the mental breakdown of Daisy, who was a toddler. The thought of injuring a little baby around 18 months in itself is horrific, and they did it for so many children up to the age of 4. These videos were uploaded with a cost as high as $10,000 per clip, which says a lot of people who are interested in watching such terrifying acts by paying for it. In the end, it was Peter Scully who was the mastermind behind the pedophile ring, and the last news about him was that he was arrested and up for trial in a foreign country. Child pornography is illegal all over the globe, and watching it can be considered illegal too. We don't need to see another Daisy's destruction videos made. Be aware of your surroundings and keep your children safe. Number 9. The more you search for deep web stories, the more shocked and amazed you would be. There are many sites which will redirect you to weird places. A similar site had a link that was anchored as, "For journalists and people new to deep web." Just out of curiosity, we clicked the link to see what it was all about. The new web page started to load, and the image of an old Asian man with blood on his chin was still loading. I closed the tab since it was making me sick to see the rest of the image. We still kept wondering what the rest of the image was. It may be a severed head or a body in a bad state. Nonetheless, these images will disturb you psychologically. I really should thank the slow internet, since I stopped it before I could see the entire image. Number 10. Experimentation on humans is completely forbidden and considered if you do an experiment. As per history, Hitler had an entire science division dedicated to human experimentation during World War II. Some of his will to experiment on humans having lingered over the decades, people are still doing it. There are many websites on the deep and dark web which invite people to human experimentation. The common target individuals would be orphans and kidnapped victims. If an orphan goes missing, no one would care since such is the world these days. People are forced into experimentation while others willing to agree to be experimented on. Hidden Wiki redirects you to these sites, which are related to human experiments. These sites have lately been inactive as per many deep web users. They may be shut down or laying low due to the radar of authorities being focused on them. Nonetheless, an urban legend of deep web stories human experiment is not a myth, but it still happens. Maybe not at this point in time, but it will emerge again in the future. Number 11. Dead Girls, as the name indicates, is a site which shows images of dead girls between the age of 5 to 16 years only. It is a horrifying view and endless images of dead young girls. Out of the many deep web stories that we pondered upon, this is certainly the scariest. The site warns every one of its viewers to not take or save these images, or the dead girl's ghosts will haunt you forever. The photos can be of the many of the same dead girl, or different dead girls, but it is still confusing or illogical as to why someone would want to see images in the first place. Mental depravity or insanity can be defined here at best by looking at the state of this site. The worst part is yet to come. Many people have shown interest in these sites since they like seeing images of these dead children. Various dead scenarios of girls will be portrayed here, which excites a few of the populace. The society that we live in have depraved people, and it's always better to be careful than regret after things have happened. Number 12. We know that the deep web can be accessed with a different browser. Usually people prefer Tor. This deep web story that I'm going to reveal is a true story, which has happened to many deep web users. It is scary as it gets. The phrase "you better start running" does sound like a threat to me. When you are unable to find what you're looking for online, we tend to click on every other link. The same thing to many of the deep web users who went all crazy on clicking random links. This led to a random wiki page which had a few random links. Curious to know about the link, a few more common clicks by users led to a new page to load. Here comes the climax. The new page loads, which had only these words in bold: "You better start running." It could be a hoax or it could be real, since the users who got this message closed the deep web immediately. Number 13. The anonymity of deep web is what makes it unique and easy to use. However, how would you feel if your identity was revealed on the deep web? It certainly scares me to death. A similar thing happened to one of the deep web users recently. You being completely anonymous, comment on a random video while browsing the deep web. A few minutes later, someone replies to your comment, along with your actual last name addressing you as Mr. Enter your last name. The next thing I would do in cases like this would be run away, reinstall my entire operating system, or even buy a new desktop and sell that one. This is how a normal human would react. If the anonymity is removed, you are completely vulnerable to the deep web, so it is always better to have a VPN while accessing this dark, dark place. Number 14. An alternate reality game called No Love Deep Web surfaced, which was basically a scavenger hunt. You were asked to do random things at random times by the game, which was found exciting and at the same time scary by many Tor users. This is an augmented reality which was a marketing strategy to promote the new album for Death Grips with the same name, No Love Deep Web. One of the tasks that were provided was to go to a different city to answer a payphone. Someone who was daring enough did it, and all they could hear was heavy breathing on the other end. A similar task was done by a girl when she was asked to go fill up gas in some part of New York at 3 a.m. These random tasks had no meaning or logic behind them, but yet people were interested in doing them. Number 15. An addictive website, as per the subscriber reviews, shows that people are interested in watching other users die. The last dying moments of a person being recorded as only being a host on the site. Anything else will be strictly removed. You can post links to these websites of last moments of a person, and they will host it for you. Out of many deep web horror stories, I found this to have quite an effect on people mentally. With more than 15,000 subscribers, this site accepts any link redirecting to videos or images of people actually dying. Seriously, why do so many people want to see others die? I don't understand the logic behind this, and it certainly is a mystery to me. And of course, scary and weird deep web stories for me. Is it not for you? Some of these videos show the execution of a person by beheading or hanging or other forms of death sentence, which is quite gruesome to watch. Number 16. Have you ever heard of a digital paranormal activity? Well, out of the many deep web stories, this is something weirder or creepier than normal ones. A Korean comic which starts like a normal scary story tends to get creepy the more you read it. Whoever wrote this comic and designed the website has coded paranormal activity into it. As you move through the pages, a ghost takes control of your mouse. To be honest, none of the darknet stories sounds weirder than this. A digitally created entity which takes control of your mouse sounds ridiculous. But it does happen. Reading a comic leading to a ghost controlling your mouse initially. Who knows what else is starting to control over time. Please be away from this site if you don't wish to experience a digital ghost. Number 19. Mariana's web is buried very deep, even in the depth of the dark web. Many only say it exists in theory, but none prove its existence. However, it is beneath the code itself housing many secrets of mankind, like the location of Atlanta, communications with other life forms like aliens, and subset of internet used by extraterrestrial beings monitor us via these routes. These secrets will certainly throw the world off balance with the proven existence of Mariana's web. Many of the experts in the fields have yet to gain any information from this part of the web. You need some high-powered tools and software to look beneath the code for information. Imagine contacting another life form, and its proof would certainly throw the scientific field in chaos. Number 18. A social experiment went wrong in all possible ways. Bad Self-Eater was started in 2016 by a man who physically started dropping fake currency notes with ominous things printed on them. When I say ominous things about Illuminati, end of the world stuff, apocalyptic symbols and hidden messages. People were so obsessed with it and started to research and decipher hidden messages to make their own theories. To even fake note had one thing in common, the website barselfeater.com. People started checking this website, which welcomes you with an ominous track and an eerie countdown music. This currency started to circulate in the www network, and you know how things progress once it's online. A wildfire began recording this topic online. The worst part was waiting for the clock on the website to tick down to the last second. Once the time arrived, everyone with their apocalyptic theories and researches were completely disappointed. A video of a man criticizing all the viewers played, and then he started educating about evils of abortion in the same site. Deep web stories are always shocking and can have a different impact on different people. You need to understand the fact everything is not real. Some of the stories are fake. If you really want to read more, there are lots of websites which talk about it non-stop with live forums. You can voice out your opinions or share something that you may have experienced. Before you do that, please ensure that your system is well protected and you get a good VPN software if possible. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you as always for all of your loving and supportive comments, and even the comments that aren't so nice. I appreciate your guys' time for watching. Make sure you guys are careful if you do access the deep web. Some of these stories may be fake, but some of them also may be true. Keep that in mind when you're online. Until we meet again, stay sinful.